Hello everyone and welcome back to BUS TV. David here. A couple of days ago I posted on Facebook a video while I was doing the mixdown for this track, which is by the artist Patrick Mahoney. He worked on the Fallout 4 soundtrack. He's releasing his own music right now, which is amazing. And so I was printing this mix and I filmed the analog gear going during the mixdown, and a lot of you guys were interested in knowing which piece was on what and what was doing. So I decided to do this quick clip to show you what it is, really a normal, nothing special setup for a mix, so you can get a general idea like of what I was using. And as you can see, as you will see, I wasn't using all the gear that I have, and that's how usually, you know, it goes. It's not just because you have 30 pieces you always use them all. So, but let's start with the lead vocals first. Lead vocals goes into the Drawmer 1973, and you can see the gain reduction. These are the S's, the high band, the mid band, and the low band. See, the compensation is not really that much, so I'm controlling and I'm going up to 6 dB in the mid band, which is the one that reduces the most. No, actually the high band goes that high too. But attack for the vocals, it's fast for the high band, releases fast auto for the high band, fast auto for the mids, and 5.5 attack fast auto for the low end, and 10 milliseconds attack for the low band. You can see the crossover points are at 200 and around 1K. Okay. None of the big switch is on, none of the air is on, and there's a little bit of gain compensation on the mid and the high, and very little on the lows. The output though is up to 6 dB because this machine is very warm sounding, and the output gain, it's lovely. And then we have the mix knob, which is about 75%. So it's it's pretty much all the way down, but I want a little bit of original dynamics for the vocals to pass untouched. And well, the 1973 is amazing for vocals. I used this one on the MC Solar album too, on his vocals. So yeah, 1973 for vocals is one of my favorites. Then we have this Distressor here. You can see it, set it on stun. Well, here I send the kick, the snare, and the toms in mono. So snare and kick and toms especially are stereo, but I bust them in mono, send them here, and you can see the settings. I'm at distortion 3, I'm hitting it hard, nuke, up to 14-20 dB of gain reduction, and injecting it back into the project, but a really low volume. You can see the output is just a bit over 1, and the input is almost all the way up. So I'm hitting it hard. Attack is at 5 because I want part of the transient to pass, and release is at 5.2 because I want a little bit of pumping, I just want the release to follow the beat of the song, and I don't want to react too fast. At the same time, I don't want it too slow because, you know, it will choke and it will not give me the effect that I want, which is a little more grunt to kick and snare. And yeah, this one is on British mode, by the way. Then we have the API 2500, which is on the main piano. You can see the settings. It's attack is all the way up at 30, Release ratio, sorry, is 1.5, so it's really low. Release is all the way fast. I'm on, actually was like this: hard, med, and old. This is my 90% of the time, this is my setting for the tone section on the API 2500. Is unlinked all the way because the piano has a nice stereo image and I wanted to keep that. And yeah, I'm in manual gain mode because I'm in old, so I am deciding how much I'm compressing the signal by both twisting the output knob and with the other hand touching the threshold knob. So you can see this is the piano. I'm about 1 dB of gain reduction, 1.5. Okay, so then we have the 2-bus. Nothing else really goes into any other machine. The 2-bus goes this way. The whole mix comes into the Neves. You can see the level. This is my sweet spot. The first yellow LED turned on in the highest energy moments. That's my sweet spot. If I want a little bit more grunt, it goes up to the second light, but these are my settings usually. And it's at what it is, 15 IPS. So I like the 50 hertz bump on this. That's usually my setting. And I'm using the red transformers. It has the blue ones. So the red are the brighter, and the blue ones are a little rounder at the top end. But it's so lovely the way it brightens the mix, and not much. You know, you can see about 40%, 30%. And this is the blend for the tape emulation, and this is the saturation. You can see the settings. Then the mix, after going into the Neves, go into the cream tegeler for compression. And we are hitting about a little less than 4 dB of gain reduction. And we have a low boost. Let me turn on the, yeah. Okay, we have a low boost at 30 hertz, and I have 2 of high boost at 18K. I'm compensating a couple of dB of output because of the compression, which is a little more, by the way. So I'm not gonna fool myself by, you know, turning the output more than I'm compressing, because at that point everything will sound better. Ratios are 1.5. I love the low ratio on the tegeler. I learned immediately how good and smooth that sounds, especially on the 2-bus. Release is at 1 and attack is at 10. That's very common for me. Threshold is at 3, but it says not much. I'm just compressing, yeah, 2 to 3 dB. And the last piece, the mix, that so it goes from the Neves into the tegeler into my mix bus EQ. And here not much is going on. High band is untouched, mid band is untouched. The low end has a cut of 1 dB at 30 in shelf, no input pad, no HPF, but I do have the LPF engaged at 24. This warms up the mix so much. No output trim, and I am in clean mode, so I'm not using the transformers because I already have the Neves in this case. And yeah, so this is a very low count, I would say, setup for a mix down, for an analog mix down. So you guys were curious, and I thought this could be interesting. So thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and see you next time.